My girlfriend pointed out that I do not value her enough. I do not reciprocate the way she prioritizes our relationship. I thought about it, and it is true. It's almost like I am okay even if I am not with her. Not that I do not love her. I do, but I do not worry about not being with her either. How do I make her feel more valued? I appreciate how many of you have cared about my issue and taken the time to offer suggestions based on your life experiences. Thank you all for helping me from the depths of my heart. Story 1. I think if the thought of losing her doesn't bother you, then you should reconsider your relationship. Story 2. Do you mean you're okay not being with her because you enjoy spending time alone a few times a week? Or that if you never saw her again, you would be fine? If it's the former, then she may be clingy and has a different style of loving than you, which is fine. You might be incompatible, or perhaps you can compromise to find a solution that works for both of you. If it's the latter, then you should consider breaking up. In a good relationship, you shouldn't be able to envision a life without the other person. Story 3. Love languages, it seems to me. Ask her how she wishes to be appreciated, and tell her how you wish to be appreciated. If you love each other, you will try to satisfy each other's love languages. If not, that is a sign right there. Story 4. It's the little things that matter to women. As simple as both of you scrolling on your phones while in the same room. If you get up to get a drink, bringing her a drink or snack without asking shows thoughtfulness. During the day, send her a sweet or flirty text to let her know you were thinking about her. If she looks cold, which is common for women when men feel warm, grab a throw to cover her, or better yet, snuggle with her. Touching without sexual intent is significant. Women appreciate feeling valued. As men, we often think women desire sex as we do. For men, physical touch may signal readiness for intimacy, but for women, hugs express appreciation, and snuggles indicate a desire for closeness, not a precursor to sex. The more little things you do, the more she will see that you care. Story 5. Asking that question makes your feelings for her sound empty. You love her, but you wouldn't care if you were with her or not. This is not me saying you're a bad person. At the end of the day, you do want to make her feel valued. However, as good as your intentions are, there's no real value behind them. I feel you should let her know how you actually feel, so she can make an informed decision about whether she wants to stay in the relationship. The reason you don't reciprocate is that, as you mentioned, you don't care whether you're with her or not, and it shows in how you treat her. Story 6. Say out everything positive you notice about her, no matter how small or insignificant. This is a reminder not just for her, but for yourself too. This is a crucial part of learning how to be grateful for the people you have in your life. Thank you for making me coffee. Thank you for vacuuming the floor. I enjoy hugging you. Dinner with you tonight was wonderful. Another way to feel grateful for your girlfriend is to live without her for a short period. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. You never know how good it is to have her until she's gone. Edit. A short period is 2 days maximum. Story 7. Sounds more like an unfulfilling relationship. Before I met my wife, I never had the strong feelings I have for her. My question is, have you ever genuinely experienced love? Because this would naturally motivate you to put in more effort. Story 8. I had a relationship that I took for granted. She left after 8 years without saying a word. After that, it was easy. Story 9. I am an introvert, so I cannot talk to any loved ones for days and feel appreciated. However, I try to be more available for my wife's sake. Story 10. It seems like you do not genuinely like her. The worst type of partners are those who do not appreciate you, do not make an effort, yet do not want to see you with someone else, so they remain in the relationship. Do her a favor and leave, allowing her the chance to find someone who would be afraid to lose her. Story 11. You need to compromise but also live your life. She might have different expectations than you, but if she is prepared to compromise as well, then you should find a balance. Story 12. Different people have different standards for this. It is unclear what we are dealing with here. Do you need to make small adjustments, major adjustments, or do you need to be perfect at all times? Story 13. I am 68 and have had 2 marriages lasting over 20 years each. I am currently in my 22nd year with my 17-year younger soulmate. The number one thing a woman needs in a relationship to feel happy is to feel cherished. If she knows that she is your treasure, she will stick with you forever. You need to realize that she is your treasure first, and then run everything you do through the filter of, will this make her feel cherished? You have grown up in what I call the pornography era. Pornography is a poor teacher regarding what women want from intimacy. It portrays physical encounters without emotional connection. Women crave spiritual connection during lovemaking. When you learn to make intimacy more about the spiritual connection than about physical release, she will be ecstatic. Here are some techniques that my wife and I discovered years ago that have brought us much closer spiritually. Connection meditation, lingam massage, yoni massage. Once you've established this incredible bond with her, your desire to be around her all the time will naturally increase. Story 14. Do you know what affection feels like? In my experience, most men never truly feel cared for or loved. Therefore, entering into relationships is often a gamble. If you had an anxious former girlfriend who viewed affection or even overt compliments as clingy, it can be challenging. Be kind, attentive, and don't hesitate to show appreciation when the thought arises. That is usually sufficient. Story 15. How do I make her feel more valued? It seems like you're questioning your feelings. When you truly love someone, the idea of losing them can be terrifying. For you, it feels indifferent. She is correct. You take her for granted, or perhaps you never truly loved her. Story 16. First, I will say this. Always have your own life and goals. Do not let a relationship get in the way of what makes you happy, as long as it is not hurting your partner. Sometimes we lose ourselves in relationships, so prioritizing the relationship at the beginning would be a strong no, especially since relationships are often short-lived these days. That being said, having a partner who cares to see you is a good thing. I would be interested to know what she means by prioritizing the relationship and if it is actually reasonable. You should at least make an effort to spend time with her and plan outings every once in a while. When someone does not make an effort, it can feel as though they are not wanted. This goes both ways. If only one person is doing all the work, that person will become resentful and feel taken for granted. This does not mean grand gestures. It only means appreciating the effort and returning it. As Chris Rock famously said, one person moving a couch is hard, but two people can move it really easily. Story 17. Remember what your life was like before your girlfriend. Think about what life will be like when she breaks up with you for taking her for granted. Mentally watch yourself go to her social media only to find you are blocked. Message her and discover that you are still blocked. Watch this person you've ideally grown close to completely carve you out of their life and move on with theirs. If that doesn't move you emotionally even a little bit, consider calling it quits. Save you both some time. You may not truly appreciate your girlfriend. She might just be convenient. You both deserve more than that. However, if this realization affects you deeply, now you have a tool to understand why you shouldn't take her for granted. So, be present with her, cuddle her, love her, share your day with her and ask about hers. Pay attention to what she expresses she wants and likes. Keep a list in a note-taking app. Get her those things when it's time to give gifts and sometimes just because. Notice when she is frustrated and add that to your list too. Take care of the things that frustrate her without her asking. Treat her like she's your favorite hobby. If you were a gamer, you would want to experience every level of your favorite game multiple times. Go for 100% completion. Obtain all the additional content. Why shouldn't it be the same with her? Story 18. If you love her, tell her that. Hug her, kiss her, and tell her she is beautiful. Share the housework if you live together. Do her favors from time to time. Appreciate the things she does for you and do the same for her in return. Story 19. Sit down with her and say, "Babe, you told me I don't value you enough, and you're right. Can you help me understand what you need to feel appreciated?" She may resist at first, as she has tried in the past and you turned her down, so really show her you do want to talk about this. Just the action of wanting to discuss it will mean a lot. Give her the time to talk about it, listen, and most importantly, take note of what she said. Feel free to repeat after her. "So if I got that right, you'd really like us to..." Insert specific request. This will signal to her that you've listened and understood what she said. If you get it wrong, she'll let you know what you misunderstood, and it won't be condescending since she'll know you're trying. I am coming out of a relationship similar to yours where I was the girlfriend. It dawned on me how many times I told the guy what I wanted and needed, but I always got no from him. I invited him for a walk because I wanted to spend time just the two of us, with no phones and not in the same space as always. He was always too tired. I asked if we could go on a date here and there, and he said we already do. The dates he had in mind were grocery shopping. His logic was that we go out, dress differently, and do it together. Now I can explain all that in different words, but even at the time, I still told him the best way I knew what I'd like to get from him. Your girlfriend probably does the same. If you can't see it at the moment and you want to continue the relationship with her, it's best to sit down and talk about it. Listen and take note of what she is saying. Whatever she says is not an attack on you, even if you might hear it that way, but an expression of an issue she sees, feeling undervalued or unappreciated. There is a lot of great advice in this thread too, but ultimately, it is she who can tell you best. If you truly want to nurture and see the relationship with her grow, then you need to have plenty of deep and understanding conversations with her. Story 20. Empathy is crucial. Understand her perspective and see what she wants, not just what you believe she needs. By paying attention to her words and actions for a few days, it should become clear. Once you understand her desires, prioritize fulfilling them. It is important to recognize that even if what she wants seems insignificant to you, it holds great value for her. If you do not believe she is worth the effort, then continue with your current approach. Story 21. We make time for what is important to us. If she matters to you, make time for her. If she doesn't matter, then let her go so she can find someone who prioritizes her in the same way she prioritizes them. Story 22. By being a solid partner and being there for her, no matter the challenges, abuse excluded. If she is having a great day, relish in her happiness and keep her positive energy going. Acknowledge and celebrate her achievements. Take notice of your conversations, her favorite restaurant, her short and long-term goals, and find ways to combine your favorite activities together. If she is having a bad day, express her love languages and do something small yet significant to lift her spirits. A surprise ice cream date, playing with her hair, cooking her favorite dish and cleaning up afterward, or simply being with her on the couch listening to understand rather than just to respond. If she is being difficult, stop and figure out if she is struggling mentally. Look her in the eyes and support her. Help make her feel safe by showing that you are not going anywhere and that you will always have her back. Remind her that you will get through life and its challenges together. In essence, love and support her as much as possible through her meltdowns and triumphs, while also allowing her to reciprocate the same and appreciate her for it. Good luck. Story 23. Wash her car and perform normal maintenance. Clean the dishes without her asking. Cook for her, clean the house and do the laundry. Bring her flowers and write a note. Take her out to a nice dinner and see a movie. Story 24. It's best to talk about it with her because everyone is different. Let her know that you want to value her more, but you need her help. Asking someone for help is a way of showing that you value their opinion and perspective. Then, ask her questions like, what are some things that make you feel valued? After that, try to implement her suggestions. Taking the time to improve the relationship together is one of the key factors in making relationships stronger in the long run. Many people believe that a grand gesture or an expensive gift will fix things, and sometimes it does. However, often it's the small things that matter, like showing interest in her as a person by being curious about her thoughts, likes, and feelings, spending time with her doing activities she enjoys, sharing your interests, and inviting her to important events in your life are meaningful ways to show that you care. These gestures may not be costly, but they demonstrate your care and commitment. Story 25. Love is action and it manifests itself in different forms, often adapting to the environment. An individual may only recognize love in the manner they express it themselves. If they do not see it, they may feel neglected. Explore love languages to understand your partner's way of expressing love. Adapt your love vocabulary so she knows that you care for her. Likewise, Learn your own way of expressing love and share it with her so she can better communicate her feelings to you. Story 26. Communication. Many posts suggest talk to them. These are valid observations in many threads. Consider discovering the love language she uses. Value her with a language she understands. Full disclosure. I do not have a girlfriend, but being married for 4 decades counts for something. Story 27. I would like to acknowledge that it is significant that you were able to consider it and recognize that she is correct. That alone reflects positively on your character. I hope you both stay together for a long time. Story 28. My girlfriend said the very same thing. It was the little things according to her. She always brought desserts to my place. She always cooked for me. She cooked for me and my dad once at my request and felt ashamed since we weren't married. But I didn't understand. She changed her workplace and I helped, but because I looked disinterested at the time, she was very upset about it. She's willingly spent more money on me than I have on her. There are many small comments I've made over the years that have hurt her feelings. A lot of these I didn't even know until she told me. I'm trying to fix it, but I still feel resentment whenever I think about what she said. I'm just busy making money, and when I'm not working, I just want to sleep. We've been together for 4 years, and things have changed. I'm trying to pursue a career, and she's not making it easy. I'll try to figure it out, I guess. Story 29. She's a keeper. Most women won't tell you how they feel. They expect you to read their minds. The fact that she encourages you to change to meet her needs is a positive sign. Just ask her what her love language is and do that. Story 30. Well, first off, if she can't express her feelings clearly and you don't reciprocate, that's already a red flag. One obvious solution is to share responsibilities. Help her with cleaning, cooking, grocery shopping, and similar tasks. Story 31. Listen to her and avoid repeating mistakes or letting ego and the desire for control take over. Often, this leads to power imbalances which can create drama in relationships and, even worse, end them altogether. Story 32. Ask her what makes her feel valued. Love languages are real. People respond to different stimuli in various ways. Story 33. This requires a fundamental shift in your overall behavior, and the solution to your inquiry is much more complex than a forum post would allow. You might have traits of a sociopath and may be unable to reciprocate emotions at a level that others would find acceptable. In that case, you cannot change what is wrong. You simply need to find a way to cope with it. Story 34. Spend time with her, listen to her, do things for her, buy her gifts, give her affection, treat her like a woman should be treated, and most importantly, fulfill your obligations and make her life easier in the ways that you can. Story 35. It sounds like you do not respect her and take her for granted. You should decide whether that is true or not and act accordingly. If you want to be with her, treat her like someone you love and want to know everything about. Story 36. Plan date nights at least once a week. Get her flowers every few weeks. There are subscription services for this. Story 37. It is not about wanting to be with her when you are not. It is about taking her into consideration. If you have plans but you are running late, text her to let her know as soon as you figure it out. If you are at the store and see her favorite candy, buy it for her. If she cooked you dinner, wash the dishes. It is about matching her effort. Story 38. It is fairly common. Spend a few weeks focused on her and observe any changes and how they make you feel. This may indicate that the relationship is no longer compatible, or it could simply be due to a breakdown in communication. Story 39. Losing my wife would be soul-crushing, like a black hole of pain I can't see into. I can't really even imagine my life without her at this point. You don't have to have that same love for a girlfriend. It takes time to develop. However, if you don't feel the need to make an effort, it is time to reconsider the relationship. Story 40. I'm going back a few years with this story, but for context, I married my high school sweetheart and therefore generally have a pretty strong disposition toward the idea of being romantic. There was a friend of mine at work. We were both in our early 20s and he was facing a dilemma. He could move to the other side of the country for an excellent job opportunity, but his girlfriend was not going to come with him if he did. He was torn. He asked a few people for advice and then said to me, "No point asking you, Ray. I know what you'll say," half jokingly. I quickly replied, "Yeah, honestly, take the job," which shocked him. I pointed out that if leaving your partner feels like an option, then she frankly isn't the one. Your line of, "I don't worry about not being with her either," is a strong hint about your feelings for her, in my opinion. If the idea of breaking up seems like a minor issue, then there is no future in this relationship. Story 41. What does she do for you that makes you feel valued? Reciprocate that in her way. Spend time doing something she's interested in and be present. Open conversations about her interests and be attentive. This can help you reflect on how you value your relationship or realize it may not be everything, which is fine. Experience. Married for nearly 10 years, and we are a very strong team. Story 42. Do the household chores, including dishes, laundry, and trash. Keep the bathroom clean if you want to impress. Story 43. I would start by paying attention when she does something nice for me and then tell her that it was a nice thing to do and I really appreciated it. I would return the favor when I could. Story 44. Not that I don't love her. I do, but I don't worry about not being with her either. I feel the same way. Simply because she's not my possession, I don't own her. Although I love her deeply and her leaving me would feel like my world is collapsing. This is an option I need to consider no matter what I do. Story 45. There are only two reasons for her behavior. Some things are bothering her. Take her to a place where you can talk. Everything will be fine afterwards. There is another similarity between you two. Find out. Story 46. You could be doing everything for her, and she would still criticize you. It's a tactic used to make you act in a dependent manner. It's a technique of emasculation, so do not fall for it. Women are attracted to men who are strong, independent, and unconcerned about others' opinions. The moment you start acting dependent and overly sensitive is when she may begin to seek out someone else to fulfill her needs. Story 47. It's great that you recognize this and want to make a change. Here are some steps you can take to make your girlfriend feel more valued. 1. Active listening. Make an effort to truly listen when she talks. Show her that you are engaged in the conversation by asking questions and remembering what she says. Quality time. Prioritize spending quality time together. It's not just about being physically present, but also about being emotionally and mentally engaged when you are together. Express appreciation. Regularly express your appreciation for her. Compliment her. Thank her for what she does. And let her know how much you value her presence in your life. Small gestures. Little things can make a big difference. Surprise her with a note, a small gift, or by doing something she likes without being asked. Support her. Be there for her when she needs support, whether it's listening to her problems, helping her with something, or simply being a shoulder to lean on. Communicate openly. Talk to her about how you feel and what you have realized. Open communication can help both of you understand each other better and strengthen your relationship. Remember, relationships require effort from both sides. By being more mindful of her needs and showing her that you value the relationship, you will likely find that your connection grows stronger. Story 48. Women often need constant affirmation of love, unlike men. While this does not entirely make it their problem, it doesn't mean it's your problem alone either. Your partner seems to think this is entirely your fault, which is not a constructive way to start discussing an issue you both face. You may consider bringing this up, but she has likely imagined numerous scenarios for that conversation. You could end up agreeing with her, and her social media and friends may reinforce her beliefs. Others may even tell her she can do better and deserves to be treated in a way that meets her expectations. You should guide this conversation in a direction where she recognizes and appreciates the things you do to show your love and value for her. If she does not think that is enough, then ask her why she doesn't appreciate your efforts, allowing the discussion to return to more equal footing. There is a chance you are not only arguing with her, but also contending with the influences of her social media and cultural environment that dictate what she is entitled to expect from you. In that case, she has some work to do on her own. Good luck, and stay strong. Story 49. My girlfriend pointed out that I don't value her enough. Often, that's just a test. When it is, doing what she expects you to do provides only short-lived satisfaction for her, so I recommend not doing it. Instead, find your own way to make her feel valued. She will remember fondly anything she didn't expect. Women appreciate thoughtful surprises. Simple things can be effective. Whenever she casually mentions something, take mental notes. For example, if she says, "We haven't been to that restaurant in a long time," or, "Oh, I love those black dresses," surprise her with those things later. She will love you for it. Sometimes all she wants is attention. You can say something like, "I have my own way of valuing you," such as, and then add a compliment that is specific to her. Usually, it doesn't take grand gestures for women to feel appreciated, but those gestures should be personal. Story 50. What does she do that you do not do? For context? With the information you provided, it is hard to determine if she is just seeking attention and being overly attached, or if you are the one doing something wrong. Story 51. Be a real man and propose to her. Women are precious and they should not be played around with. At least introduce her to your parents and be nice to hers. Story 52. If you prioritize her, she will cheat on you or leave you. Maintain the power balance. She should need you more than you need her. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.